unleashing your inner phoenix, rising from the ashes of adversity. Welcome to the Black CEO Podcast, where we dive deep into the stories that challenge, inspire, and transform. Today, we're in for a treat that's going to shake the very foundations of how you view success, resilience, and the human spirit. I recently had the privilege of sitting down with Taraneisha Bowser, a woman whose journey is nothing short of extraordinary. Her insights aren't just inspiring, they're a blueprint for anyone who's ever felt stuck, defeated, or ready to throw in the towel. Taraneisha Bowser isn't just a success story, she's a force of nature. Her work in empowering underserved communities and her relentless pursuit of excellence have quite literally changed lives. She's the embodiment of what it means to not just overcome adversity, but to use it as fuel for greatness. Her impact resonates far beyond her immediate circle, creating ripples of change that are reshaping how we think about potential and possibility. Now, let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked at a seemingly insurmountable obstacle in your life and thought, bring it on? If you're like most people, the answer is probably not recently or maybe even never. Well, buckle up because by the end of this talk, you're going to be itching to find the biggest challenge in your life just so you can tackle it head on. You see, Tara Naisha's life is a masterclass in turning lemons into lemonade and then using that lemonade to start a multi-million dollar beverage empire. Growing up, she faced challenges that would make most of us want to curl up in a ball and hide from the world. But here's where it gets interesting. She didn't just overcome these obstacles, she used them as stepping stones to build an empire of success and influence that's frankly mind boggling. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's great for her, but my situation is different. You don't know what I'm dealing with. Hold that thought because I'm about to show you why that kind of thinking is exactly what's holding you back and how you can flip the script to turn your biggest hurdles into your greatest assets. Let's start with one of the most powerful lessons I gleaned from our conversation: the art of reframing your narrative. Taranisha shared a pivotal moment in her life that changed everything. Picture this: a young Taranisha surrounded by circumstances that screamed impossible, looking in the mirror and making a decision that would alter the course of her life. In that moment, she didn't change her circumstances, she changed her perspective. She decided that her story wasn't one of limitation, but of limitless potential. It wasn't about denying the reality of her situation, it was about refusing to let that reality define her future. Now, I want you to think about your own life. What story are you telling yourself? Is it one of I can't or I haven't yet? Because let me tell you, that simple shift in language, that tiny tweak in your internal dialogue can be the difference between staying stuck and soaring to new heights. Tara Nisha's approach to challenges is nothing short of revolutionary. She doesn't see problems, she sees opportunities for growth. When faced with a setback, her first thought isn't, why me? But what can I learn from this? This mindset isn't just positive thinking, it's strategic optimism. Let me give you an example. Taraneisha shared a story about a business venture that, by all conventional measures, was a failure. We're talking crash and burn, lose your shirt kind of failure. But here's where her mindset sets her apart. Instead of wallowing in disappointment or playing the blame game, she dissected the experience like a master surgeon. She looked at every decision, every misstep, and every unexpected turn as a lesson. And you know what? That failure became the foundation for her next big success. She took the lessons learned, recalibrated her approach, and launched a venture that not only succeeded but exceeded all expectations. It's like she took the ashes of her failure, mixed them with the water of her tears, and used that paste to build an empire. This brings us to another crucial point: the power of persistence. Tara Naisha's journey is not a straight line to success. It's more like a roller coaster designed by a madman, full of ups and downs, twists and turns, and moments where you're pretty sure you're about to fly off the tracks. But here's the key: she never, ever gave up. There's a quote that Tara Naisha lives by, and it's one that I think we all need to tattoo on our hearts. The only true failure is giving up. Let that sink in for a moment. It's not about never falling, it's about always getting back up. It's about being the weeble wobble of life. You know, those toys that you can knock down but always pop back up. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking that's easier said than done. And you're right, it is easier said than done, but that's precisely why it's so powerful. Taranisha's success isn't built on some magical ability to avoid obstacles. It's built on her unwavering commitment to keep moving forward, no matter what. Think about the last time you faced a major setback. Did you let it define you, or did you use it to refine you? Taraneisha's approach teaches us that every setback is setting us up for a comeback, but only if we choose to see it that way. Let's talk about fear for a moment. It's that little voice in your head that says, you can't do this. It's the knot in your stomach when you're about to take a risk. It's what keeps you up at night, tossing and turning, playing out worst case scenarios like you're the director of your own personal disaster movie. Taraneisha has a unique relationship with fear. She doesn't try to eliminate it, she befriends it. In our interview, she shared a powerful technique that's so simple it's almost ridiculous. Whenever she feels fear creeping in, she asks herself, what's the worst that could happen? And then she follows it up with, can I handle that? More often than not, the answer is yes. This simple exercise transforms fear from a paralyzing force into a catalyst for action. It's like turning your fear into a grumpy old neighbor. Sure, it's still there, but now it's just background noise that you can wave at as you go about your day. Imagine approaching your fears this way. Instead of letting them hold you back, you use them as a springboard to propel you forward. That's not just facing your fears, that's harnessing them. It's like fear becomes your personal trainer, pushing you to lift heavier weights and run faster miles in the gym of life. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, failure. We live in a world that's obsessed with success stories. We plaster them all over social media, write books about them, and use them as motivation porn. But Taraneisha taught me that true success lies in how we handle our failures. She views failure not as the opposite of success, but as a crucial part of it. Here's a mind-blowing perspective she shared. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to success. Why? Because each failure teaches you what doesn't work, narrowing down the path to what does. It's like Thomas Edison said about inventing the light bulb. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Imagine if Edison had given up after the first few hundred attempts. We'd all be sitting in the dark, complaining about how impossible it is to invent a light bulb. Taraneisha's approach to failure is to fail fast, learn quickly, and pivot smartly. She doesn't dwell on mistakes, she debriefs them. She asks, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? This turns every failure into a valuable data point on the road to success. Think about how this could change your life. What if, instead of fearing failure, you embraced it as a teacher? What if every setback became a setup for a breakthrough? It's like turning life into a video game where every game over is just an opportunity to hit continue with new knowledge and skills. Another crucial lesson from Taraneisha's playbook is the power of surrounding yourself with the right people. She firmly believes that your network is your net worth, but it's not just about connecting with successful people. It's about cultivating relationships with those who believe in you, challenge you, and inspire you to be better. Taraneisha shared a turning point in her career when she made a conscious decision to expand her circle. She sought out mentors, joined mastermind groups, and attended conferences, not just to learn, but to connect. And here's the kicker. She didn't just look for people who could help her. She looked for ways she could add value to others. This approach to networking isn't about collecting business cards like they're Pokemon cards. It's about building a community. It's about creating a support system that lifts you up when you're down and celebrates with you when you succeed. It's like creating your own personal cheer squad, but instead of pom-poms, they come with connections, insights, and opportunities. I want you to think about your own circle. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Are they pushing you to grow, or are they keeping you comfortable? Are they dream supporters or dream squashers? Taraneisha's story reminds us that sometimes the most loving thing we can do for ourselves is to lovingly distance ourselves from those who don't support our growth. Now, let's talk about goal setting. Taraneisha has a unique approach that she calls dreaming with deadlines. She believes in setting audacious goals, the kind that make your heart race and your palms sweat, the kind of goals that make people look at you like you've just announced you're planning to colonize Mars by next Tuesday. But here's the crucial part. She breaks these big dreams down into actionable, time-bound steps. It's like taking that massive, intimidating jigsaw puzzle and sorting out all the edge pieces first. Suddenly, the impossible becomes manageable. She shared a powerful visualization exercise with me. She encourages people to not just imagine their end goal, but to vividly picture the person they need to become to achieve that goal. What habits does that person have? How do they spend their time? What do they believe about themselves? This isn't just daydreaming, it's strategic visioning. By clearly defining not just what you want to achieve, but who you need to become, you create a roadmap for personal transformation. It's like being the architect, contractor, and construction worker of your own life all at once. I want you to try this right now. Close your eyes for a moment and picture your biggest goal. Now, imagine the version of yourself that has already achieved that goal. What's different about them? How do they carry themselves? What beliefs do they hold? That gap between who you are now and who you need to be, that's your growth plan right there. Taraneisha's journey also highlights the importance of continuous learning. In a world that's constantly changing, she believes that the ability to adapt and learn new skills is not just an advantage, it's a necessity. It's like being in a race where the finish line keeps moving. You can't just run faster, you need to learn how to fly, swim, and maybe even teleport. She shared a personal anecdote about a time when her business faced a major technological shift. Instead of resisting the change or complaining about how things used to be back in my day, she dove headfirst into learning everything she could about the new technology. It wasn't easy, and there were moments of frustration where she probably wanted to throw her computer out the window, but her commitment to growth saw her through. This willingness to be a lifelong learner isn't just about acquiring new skills, it's about maintaining a growth mindset. It's about approaching every situation, even the challenging ones, with curiosity rather than judgment. It's like being a detective in the mystery novel of your own life. Every challenge is just a clue leading you to your next breakthrough. I challenge you to adopt this mindset. The next time you face a problem or a change in your industry, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Approach it with the enthusiasm of a beginner, and you might just discover opportunities you never knew existed. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that turn every obstacle into an opportunity, every setback into a setup for success. As we near the end of our time together, I want to circle back to where we started, the belief that there is always a way out. Taranisha's story is a living testament to this truth. No matter how dire the circumstances, no matter how insurmountable the odds may seem, there is always a path forward. But here's the catch. That path isn't always obvious. Sometimes it requires us to forge our own way. It demands creativity, resilience, and an unwavering belief in ourselves. Taraneisha's journey teaches us that the way out often involves going through our fears, through our failures, and through our own limiting beliefs. It's like being in a maze where the walls keep shifting. The only way to find the exit is to keep moving, keep adapting, and keep believing that the exit exists. And sometimes you might need to make your own exit by breaking through the walls. So I'll leave you with this challenge. What's the one thing you've been telling yourself you can't do? What's that dream you pushed to the back burner because it seems too big, too risky, or too impossible? Maybe it's starting that business, writing that book, or making that career change that scares the living daylights out of you. I want you to take that thing, that dream, and hold it in your mind. Now, channeling everything we've learned from Taraneisha's incredible journey, I want you to ask yourself, what if I believed, truly believed, that there was a way to make this happen? Because here's the truth. There is. There always is. The path might not be clear yet. It might be challenging. It might require you to grow in ways you never imagined, but it's there. And the first step on that path is believing it exists. Taraneisha Bowser's story isn't just inspirational, it's a call to action. It's a reminder that each of us has the power to rewrite our narrative, to turn our challenges into opportunities, and to create the life we dream of. It's an invitation to be the phoenix rising from the ashes of our past failures and limitations. As we wrap up this episode of the Black CEO Podcast, I want to leave you with one final thought. Your journey, with all its ups and downs, twists and turns, is uniquely yours. Embrace it, learn from it, and most importantly, never ever give up on it. Remember, there is always a way out. Sometimes you just need to believe it to see it, and sometimes you need to create it yourself. So go out there and be the architect of your own destiny. Dream big Act boldly and never stop believing in the power of your own resilience. The world is waiting for your unique contribution. It's time to rise, to shine, and to show the world what you're truly capable of. Because in the end, the only limits that truly exist are the ones we place on ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of resilience, success, and the power of unwavering self belief. Now go out there and unleash your inner phoenix. The world is ready for your fire. Are you ready to burn bright?